another episode of Sci-Connect. I am Teacher Joy, your science teacher for today. Are you now ready to learn? Let's start! Hello kids! How are you? I hope you're all safe and sound. I am Teacher Joy, your science teacher, and I'm glad that I have you as one of my learners. So class, let's start! Have you ever wondered why there are many organisms like plants and animals on Earth? Well, it's because of reproduction. In this video lesson, we will focus on the given learning competency, which focuses on describing the different modes of reproduction in animals such as butterflies, mosquitoes, frogs, cats, and dogs. For this video lesson, we will be expecting 5 specific learning objectives. First, identify ways on how animals reproduce. Second, differentiate sexual from asexual reproduction. Third, identify animals that undergo sexual reproduction. Fourth, distinguish animals that undergo asexual reproduction. And fifth, explain the importance of reproduction in animals and its relationship to extinction. Are you ready, class? To start our video lesson properly, please prepare your ballpen and science notebook. Take note, your science teacher will collect all your output for this video lesson and check your answer. So class, let's start! To check your prior knowledge about this video lesson, let's answer the pre-test. Let's try this. Direction: choose the letter of the correct answer. Write only the letter of your choice in your activity notebook. Number 1. What type of reproduction in animals where it does not involve gametes and helps produce many offspring or species that helps in extinction of animals? Letter A, amphibians. B, birds. C, mammals. And D, reptiles. Number 2, what do you call to the animals that bring forth their baby alive? Letter A, amphibians. B, birds. C, mammals. And D, reptiles. Number 3, what type of reproduction that involves the union of two sex cells called gametes? Letter A, asexual. B, binary. C, budding. And D, sexual. Number 4, the following animals undergo sexual reproduction except one. Which one is not? Letter A, frog. B, hydra, C. monkey, D. seahorse. Number 5. The following animals undergo asexual reproduction except one. Which one is not? Letter A. Frogs, B. hydra, C. starfish, D. sea anemone. Very good! You've done the first task. Congrats! Well, how did you find the test? Did you find it difficult? Don't worry. This just means that there are more things that you can learn from this video lesson about the different modes of reproduction in animals such as butterflies, mosquitoes, frogs, cats, and dogs. So, let's go to the next task. For better understanding about the words that you are going to encounter in this lesson, we have the word bank. Reproduction is the biological process by which new individual organisms are produced from their parents. We have also sexual reproduction, a type of reproduction that involves the union of two sex cells called gametes. In males, these gametes are called sperm and eggs for females. Another, asexual reproduction, it involves one parent and produces offspring that are genetically identical to each other and to the parent. Extinction, a species that can no longer be found living anywhere in the world. Reptile, they are cold-blooded animals that lay eggs and their body is covered with hard coverings like scale. Amphibia means double life, which amphibians got their name. They could live part on land and part on water. Another, mammal, animals that are born alive and nourish their young with milk secreted by mammary gland. Okay kids, let's proceed to the next task on this video lesson. Let's do this. Arrange the jumbled letters to get the correct word. Number 1, perpetuation or continuation of species. Another clue, produce offspring of the same kind. Number 2, animal that lay egg. They are also cold-blooded animal and has a body covered with scales or hard parts. Number 3, animals that are born alive. They nourish their young with milk secreted by mammary gland. Number 4, type of reproduction that involves the fusion of two sex cells, sperm cell and egg cell. It may involve internal and external fertilization. Number 5, type of reproduction where gametes are not involved. Another clue, only one parent is involved. Wow, amazing! You've done the second task. Now, let's proceed to explore time. Now, I want you to do the first activity. Just enjoy and have fun. Please prepare your activity notebook because your teacher will collect your output and will evaluate your answer. Our first activity is entitled Identify Ways on How Animals Reproduce. What to do? Number 1, identify the pictures of the different animals found in the next slide. Number 2, group the following animals into 2. Those animals that are born alive and animals that lay eggs. Number 3, answer the guide questions that follow. Number 4, write your answer in your notebook by filling up the table below. Animals that are born alive and animals that lay egg. The following are the pictures of animals such as snake, cat, dog, kangaroo, chicken, fish, lion, crocodile, dolphin, and butterfly. Please answer the guide questions. Number 1, what are ways on how these animals in the picture reproduce? Number 2, what are other examples of animals that lay egg? Give 3 examples. Number 3, what are other examples of animals that are born alive? Give 3 examples. Congrats kids! You've done the first activity. Now, let's move on to the second activity entitled Identify and Distinguish Animals that Undergo Sexual and Asexual Reproduction. What are you going to do? Number 1, given the list of animals, group them into 2 according to kind of reproduction using the table on the next slide. Number 2, answer the guide questions in your activity notebook. Here are the lists of animals: fish, bird, cat, hydra, sea anemone, cow, dog, frog, horse, chicken, butterfly, mosquito. For the guide questions, we have number 1, what is sexual reproduction? Number 2, what is asexual reproduction? Number 3, how do they differ from each other? Number 4, how important are gametes to sexual reproduction? Bravo! You have finished the second activity. Now, for the last activity entitled Extinct Animals, I want you to do this. Number 1. Showing the pictures of animals on the next slide. Which among those animals in the picture are still present in this world? Number 2. Which among those animals are gone? Number 3. What does the word extinct means? Wow, I love it! You have sustained the activities. Congratulations, learners! Now, I want you to keep this in your mind. Reproduction is the biological process by which new individual organism is produced for the continued existence of species. Animals reproduce in two ways. Those animals that lay egg are called oviparous, and those that give birth to live young are called viviparous. Some examples of animals under oviparous are frog, owl, bird, spider, penguin, turtle, alligator, and so on. Some examples of animals under viviparous are human, monkey, donkey, giraffe, cow, mouse, rat, and so on. Sexual reproduction is a type of reproduction that involves the union of two sex cells called gametes. In males, these gametes are called sperm and eggs for females. Examples: human, dog, cat, mosquito, frog, cow, chicken, goat, seahorse, lizard, crocodile, and so on. Asexual reproduction is a type of reproduction which required only one parent. As a result, the offspring are identical to the parent and does not involve the fusion of gametes. It is also a kind of reproduction in animals where it helps produce many offspring or species that helps in extinction of animals. Examples: hydra, starfish, sea anemone, and so on. Types of asexual reproduction. We have fission, a separation of the body into new bodies. Fragmentation, an organism is split into fragments. Budding, a new organism develops from an outgrowth or bud due to cell division at one particular site. Regeneration, ability of a simple organism to regrow its lost parts. Spore formation, reproducing using spores. Sexual reproduction may involve in two ways. Internal fertilization. The male gamete or sperm may be placed inside the female's body. Example: human, cow, chicken, frog, goat, dolphin, butterfly, and so on. Another, external fertilization. The sperm and eggs may be released into the environment. Example: fish, crabs, shrimp, oyster, squid, sea urchin, and so on. When the number of individuals in a species becomes so small that the species may not survive, the species is endangered. The term applied to a species that can no longer be found living is extinct. For your assignment, write an essay on how would you take care of the animals found in your surroundings as a pupil. Criteria: content 50%, relevance to the theme 30%, neatness 20%. For your reflection, please write it in your notebook. I have learned that I wish to ask my teacher about. And now kids, let's see how much you have learned in our lesson by answering these questions. Direction: choose the letter of the correct answer. Write only the letter of your choice in your activity notebook. Number 1. Blank is the biological process by which new individual organism is produced for the continued existence of species. Letter A. Asexual. B. Fertilization. C. Reproduction. D. Sexual. Number 2. What human activity when the number of individuals in a species becomes so small that the species may not survive? Letter A. Dynamite fishing. B. Endangered. C. Extinct. D. Hunting. Number 3. What do you call to the animals that are born alive? A. Amphibians. B. Birds. C. Mammals. D. Reptiles. Number 4. What do you call to the animals that lay eggs? Letter A. Amphibians. B. Mammals. C. Monotremes. D. Reptiles. Number 5. What type of reproduction that involves the union of two sex cells called gametes? Letter A. Asexual reproduction. B. External fertilization. C. Internal fertilization. D. Sexual reproduction. Number 6. What type of reproduction in animals where it does not involve gametes and helps produce many offspring? Letter A. Asexual reproduction. B. External fertilization. C. Internal fertilization. D. Sexual reproduction. Number 7. What term is applied to a species that can no longer be found living? Letter A. Alive. B. Dangerous. C. Endangered. D. Extinct. Number 8. The following animals undergo sexual reproduction except one. Which one is not? Letter A. Hydra. B. Monkey. C. Starfish. D. Sea anemone. Number 9. The following animals undergo asexual reproduction except one. Which one is not? Letter A. Human. B. Hydra. C. Starfish. D. Sea anemone. Number 10. What type of asexual reproduction wherein an organism is split into fragments. Letter A, binary fission. B, budding. C, fragmentation. D, spore formation. Congratulations, learners, for finishing the video lesson. I hope you enjoyed learning with me today. Remember, learning is fun with Sci-Connect.